Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in a
World of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack.
Ahoy!
He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
But we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready.
Ahoy, footy fans. How are we doing? Very nice to have you along. Back into NRL here on the Wasted World of Sports in what has been a monster of a weekend of sports action. As you can probably hear, I'm starting to feel the effects of it. So, heel fries, ahoy, mate. How are you doing? All ready for this one? Parramatta taking on the West Tigers. The West Tigers with their full spine. The first time in 2025 that we're going to see what the West Tigers are actually made of. Api Coruscant back, Jareen Buller back. They are full strength. And we will get a lot of questions answered about what's to expect from the West Tigers this year. Now, I've also got on in the background, or on my phone here, I'll be following along with the Australian Formula One Grand Prix. So don't mind me if I have irregular look downs at my phone. I'm following along with the Grand Prix. Gina Ferracini, ahoy! So what is this? This weekend, this is stream number... Well, what did we do? We did Thursday night footy, both games on Friday night. The 2 games on Saturday, and the Super Rugby, and then the 3 Six Nations game. This is stream number 10 for the weekend. No wonder I'm losing my voice. I know I probably sound like I've got a cold. I don't. I'm just losing my voice. I've been screaming for 10 different sports games this weekend. So I might be unusually quiet for large portions of this one. Joshy Martin, sorry. Joshy Martin. Skelton anytime. So I've gone for Taruva, Sean Russell, and Jareen Buller. I think Jareen Buller and Api Coruscant being back, the Tigers will unleash. That's my theory anyway. And in terms of Sean Russell, here's an interesting stat. Let me just bring it up. So, 2025 is a relatively small sample size so far. But in the West Tigers, 2 of the West Tigers' last 3 games, the opposition's starting right wing has been not only a try scorer, but the first try scorer. So then Sean Russell comes into play there for mine. Joshy Martin says Bulldogs left edge to hit the field today. Montoya, Kickoff, and Sherry. Absolutely. We don't know what to expect from the Titans, but we haven't seen the best of the Bulldogs yet either. Only 1 game into it. But it'll be very interesting, that next game, Bulldogs-Titans. How will the Titans go? They're going to be a much different team than they were last season. Haley says Tigers to win. Tom Gray has got Lomax and Penasini to score. Also a very good shout. Joseph Tolafoa. I reckon Stili Tupanua scores. Pretty good shout as well. How did the Roosters ever let him go? Well, he probably wanted to go, right? In fairness. In the Formula One, it is still a McLaren 1-2. Lando Norris out in front. Oscar Piastri a little bit behind. Wet conditions there for the Australian Grand Prix. Roosters really lost Joey Manu, Tupanua, and May. And don't forget Swalihi as well. Swalihi gone. Waria Hargreaves gone to Super League. But I did say they'll be all right still. They've still got a strong team on paper. Could not for the life of me understand what happened in round one against the Broncos. They were on top in that game. It ended up being a massacre. The Broncos winning very comfortably, of course, but the Roosters were on top at the start of that game. 15 minutes in, they were well and truly still in it. And I don't know what happened, but that stoppage for Victor Radley. And I said at the time, I just can't believe what I'm seeing here. The Broncos aren't that good. And the Roosters aren't this bad. And of course, we found out that that was indeed the case this weekend, didn't we? 890 Brock says Kalen Ponga better have a good year. He's having a good year so far. Kalen Ponga's been on fire. On current form, Kalen Ponga walks into the Origin squad. First name on the paper. George Kawaba Rabo. Ahoy there, mate. Your score prediction for today. Tonight, Tigers to win 36-18. Yeah, I've gone for the Tigers in this one. I've been a fan of the Tigers for a few seasons now, hoping that they turn things around. Last week, they were missing half their spine. Today, for the first time in 2025, we get to see the full team. So maybe it was a risk tipping them. It might take them a couple of games to click. But it should be a much better performance this week. Tigers. Blake Anderson says Todd Payton to be out by July. 100%. The Cowboys can't continue on, surely, with Todd Payton. There comes a certain time when a coach has been with a squad long enough and there's just no more development that he can get out of it. Look at what happened with Brad Arthur and the Eels. It just all became very, very stale. Certain coaches with certain playing groups just works, and it can work for a very long time. I mean, Craig Bellamy, case in point. But I do think Todd Payton, he will be the first coach to go. Teams are out on the field here, not far from kickoff. Eels versus Tigers. Too late to change tips now. We're underway. Tigers with the kickoff. They send it deep into the end goal. And, oh, did I hear boos around the stadium there for Dylan Brown? Heel fries, you tell me. Do the Eels supporters hate Dylan Brown right now? I know that some of them are happy to have Dylan off their books. But I'm curious to know, what do they win? What do they feel? Parramatta Eels supporters. Up to the halfway line. A good first set here from kickoff. They'll be kicking this on the halfway line. Volkman puts it high, straight down the middle. Pressure on Taruva at the back. Chasing through nicely as Russell putting pressure on Taruva, appealing for a penalty. But the Tigers come away with it. Shush says, I was at the Raiders-Broncos game last night. Surprised the Raiders won. I'm not. I didn't pick them in the Wasted Water Sports tipping contest, but I did say the score would surprise some people. It's the Tigers now up to their own 40. Successful first set for the Eels. And now Luai with the clearing kick from his own side of halfway. Taken on the full by Lomax at the back, 10 out. He returns it to the 20. And both teams completing their first sets of 6. "28 laps in, and we are still McLaren 1-2. Norris and Piastri. Max Verstappen has fallen right off, 15 seconds back. Proud Wiradjuri boys, says go the Tigers. And it's the Eels in possession, though. 40 metres out from the Tigers line here. Brown plays it on tackle 5. Volkman in midfield puts the ball high. Contestable bomb. Lomax is under it and takes it, but he's dumped as soon as he does. And that will be the handover. Well defended by Skelton. I am a Raiders fan now. Yes, the biggest Raiders fan. Tigers 30 out from their own line. And a big charge there from Alex Twal. Up towards halfway, Adam Dewey. Fifth and last, back into midfield. Galvin puts the kick down. And waiting back there to take it. Sean Russell brings it into contact. Simo, ahoy mate. Dylan Brown is getting destroyed by the crowd every time he's involved in the play. This is phenomenal. Zach Lomax doing the hard yards. This game's on Channel 9, yes. Penalty now for the Eels. Jerome Luai appealing for a penalty of some description. I wonder what happened to Max Verstappen. He was in second place. He's now 16 seconds back in third. The two McLarens racing out in front. The Eels fine touch, 35 metres out. Lomax taps, fires it into midfield, and here's Big Junior Paulo. Bringing it up to the 30 metres line, sorry. Volkman feeds it on to Offahengawe in midfield. That's play 2. Coming back down this near side. Volkman out to Brown. Brown dummies. Puts a step on Luai. And he's 10 metres out from the line. Those boos very nearly became cheers. 10 metres out from the line. Paulo in at first receiver. Out the back it goes now for Volkman. Off the shoulder to Lane, who spills it out the back, and it's called a knock on. Promising signs, though, from the Eels early on, 5 minutes in. He locked up and has slowed down because tires were overheating. Oh, fantastic. Sorry, I hate Red Bull. Hate Red Bull with a passion. So that is excellent. Tigers win the scrum. 15 out from their own line. Now outside the 22. That breeze pushing across the park right into the face of the Tigers, who throw a loose ball across the face of their attack. And it's scooped up by Seyfarth. Dan, who will get the wooden spoon? Geez, the Dolphins are looking pretty good for that, aren't they? The Dolphins or the Cowboys? Galvin, dummies. Thought half a gap opened up. Fifth and last, 40 out from their own line. They're going to have a run here, the Tigers. They've got an overlap out to the right. And now space for Adam Dewey. He's got Skelton outside him, but he puts the kick in. And it sits up for Yongi inside the 10. Deciding to have a run there on the fifth and last, the Tigers. 6.5 minutes in. Some enterprising play. Will Main, you go for the Dolphins, though? Well, I'm sorry, but they've looked awful so far, haven't they? The Wayne Bennett curse. As the Eels now attack the left edge, and the ball is spilt by Penasini. Drops it cold. Tigers full set of 6. The Eels half. Sonny Taruva, Sean Russell, Jareen Buller. A try-scoring multi. I'm due a win. I haven't had one yet this weekend. As Fanua Pole takes the first hit up. Macca's time. It says Para, 38 years, no trophy, maybe 39. 30 meters out from the line, May. Slow to get up and play the ball. Galvin out the back to Luai. Inside ball now for Seyfarth. Offloads to Coruscant, who ducks under a tackle. Loses the ball. Was it reefed out by the Eels? Yes, says the referee. Penalty to the Tigers. Take the 2. Take the 2. The Red Knight, 47. Ahoy. Is Sportsbet still doing bonus back if multis? Everywhere does that now, yes. Sportsbet started the trend. Now Neds do it. Bet365 do it. PointsBet do it. Galvin. Inside ball for Pole. Straightens. They'll play it 10 meters out here. The Tigers on play 2. Coruscant heads across the post to Luai. And Galvin is swamped. The ball spills free. And that's well defended by the Eels. Penalty, though, for offside. Back-to-back penalties. The Eels up a little too quickly, but the Tigers looking a lot more joint in attack with Api Coruscant there. Remember, this is the first time in 2025 we're getting to see the Tigers with their full spine available. And yes, heel fries, Doggies, Titans coming up after this one. Wall plays it in front of the post, 5 out. Pole heads back into midfield. Tackle 2. Coruscant brings it left for Luai. Steps back infield, fires the pass across in front of the posts. And Galvin takes the tackle 10 meters out. Play 3. 9.5 gone. May straight up the middle and gets a 6 again. Set restart. Parramatta having to do a lot of defending here early. Coruscant holds the pass up for Galvin, who dummies. Spills the ball out the back. It's still play on. Skelton bobbles it. And he goes into touch. Skelton taken over the sideline. 10 minutes gone. No score. The Eels defense holds firm. Proud Wiradjuri boys, says Bulldogs and Tigers Grand Final 2025. That's a pretty ambitious call. proud Wiradjuri boys. Especially the way the Broncos played this weekend. So the Eels have survived a long sequence of attack. Lomax brings it out to the 20. And the boos again. The boos rain across the stadium every time the ball goes anywhere near Dylan Brown. Crazy. You know, he still does play for you guys. Sean Russell takes tackle 4. Up over halfway now, the Eels. Off a Hengawi. They'll play at 5 meters inside Tigers territory. Here's Volkman for the kick. Puts it straight down the middle of the field to Ruva. Comes forward and takes it in the air. 20 meters out from their own line. Oh, we've got another safety car in the Formula One. Well, this is going to tighten things up again. Oscar Piastri's told to box. And they've coughed up the ball here, the Tigers. Knocked on in contact, and the Eels will get a great attacking opportunity here. McLaren double stacking in the pit lane. Verstappen's coming in. Everybody's coming in. 35 laps into the race. It's McLaren 1-2. Viking Axe, ahoy mate, my fellow Raiders supporter. How good are the mighty Green Machine? Drum down, 30 out. Lomax bumps off Adam Dewey, heads back infield, and gets the offload back for Paulo, keeping the ball alive. Off a Hengawe now, dummies. That's tackle 1, 25 meters out. Paulo down the left side, standing in a 3-man tackle. Now he goes to ground. 10 meters out on play 2. The Eels go down the left. Sean Lane, half a meter out. A few tackles up their sleeve as well. Offhand, Gowe calls for it at first receiver. Brown now with a little goose step almost sneaks through. Tackle 4. Still 10 out here, the Eels. Yongi puts the grubber kick through. It's been trapped with the foot by Jareem Buller. And the Tigers nullify that threat. 13 gone, no score. Oh, high contact here on the Tigers. This could be a penalty. The player is still down. I can't quite see who it is. Time off. It was Coruscant. Coruscant taking the hit up, and he's copped a shoulder to the face, and this is going to be trouble. Jack Williams, that is flush, shoulder to the face. Jack Williams is on report here. That's a penalty to the Tigers. Viking Axe says, thanks, Dan. Glad we won. Broncos would have won if it wasn't for all the mistakes Walsh made throughout the match. He was atrocious, wasn't he? I mean, we know that I like to bag out Reece Walsh every single chance I get. But he was worse the other night. Even worse than I could have ever imagined he would ever play a game. 30 meters out from the line, the Tigers on the back of that penalty. Buller. No, it's Polly who spills it on tackle 1, and the Eels come away with it. Jonte, ahoy there. Oh, there's why we had the safety car. One of the Aston Martins is in the wall. One can only assume that it's Lance Stroll. That's probably a little unfair on Paul Lance. So that's why the safety car's out. Offahangawe takes this up over halfway. Tackle 3 here for the Eels, staying on the short side. Williams, who's been placed on report, is now a penalty. High contact on Jack Williams. Penalty for the Eels. Who did I tip in this game, Viking Axe? Went for the Tigers. Tigers in a close one. But I have backed them with no confidence whatsoever. Eels fine touch, 20 out from the line. Lomax sends it into midfield. Junior Paulo draws in 3 defenders, and that's play 1 now, just to the right of the post. 15 out. They go left. Iongi to Penasini. Can't get on the outside of the defense. Russell slots into dummy half, and here's Brown now. Hopgood. 10 meters out in front of the post. 6 again. Set restart. And they lose the ball on play 1. Oh, who was that? Who's dropped it on tackle number 1 of a set restart? Was it Jack Williams? You know, Jack Williams is a former Shark. Yes, it was. It was Jack Williams. Came over to the Eels from the Sharks. And I'm not surprised to see him drop the ball. When he was playing for the Sharks last season, anyone who frequents the streams might remember that I used to call him Tits for Hands Williams. So no surprise to see him drop the ball cold. Jeddah Talia. Ahoy there. Tigers off the back of the scrum. 10 meters out from their own line. Safety car is still deployed in the Grand Prix. Good old Tits for Hands Williams. I'm glad that he's left the Sharks and still sucks. Low play the ball here for Taruva, who's getting very frustrated with his start at the Tigers. Not finding things as easy as when he was at the Panthers there, Sonny Taruva. May out the back to Galvin. Short pass to Seyfarth, flying onto it. Down the short side on the 5th and last, 40 out. Galvin puts the kick straight down to Iongi, who's picked up and dumped in the tackle. Turbocharged. There's Eels by 14. I think if the Tigers win, it'll be close. If the Eels win, it could end up being a 12 or 14 point margin. Absolutely. 35 out from their own line now on play 4. Russell plays it, and they're going to kick early here from inside the 40. And it goes into touch, 30 meters out. Simple turnover here for the Tigers. But the idea was right. The idea was correct. Execution just lacking. Vincent DePaul. Ahoy, mate. Well, this is game number 4 for me. I did the 3 Six Nations games this morning, and now we've got 2 more to go. A huge, huge day. 5 streams. May in midfield, out the back to Luai. Through the hands now. An overlap is created, but Dewey cuts back in field. They'll play it on tackle 3, 40 out from the Eels line. Big defense on Buller in midfield. Offa Hangawe lined him up. Coruscant, dummy short side, goes back open to May. Offloads back for Coruscant. Ducks under the defense. That's the 5th and last. 30 meters out. Luai will put this one up. Contestable bomb. Going to fall 10 meters out from the line. Galvin loses it forward, and it's there for the Eels. Play the ball 10 out from their own line. And it's still not clicking here for the Tigers. They've got their full spine available this week, so I've got no excuses for them. Coruscant back. Buller back with Galvin and Luai in the halves. No excuses for the Tigers. $25 out now from their own line. Lomax Tackle 3. Oh, flat pass from dummy half. And it's been called forward, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that looked mighty flat. Well, that's a big mistake. These are mistakes you just can't be making. And it is everybody's pal, Brendan Hands. Forward from dummy half. Unforgivable. That is about as unforgivable as not touching the foot with the play the ball that they're cracking down on. Luai with the short ball. It's knocked down by Volkman and dived on by the Eels. And it's just not happening for the Tigers. They look very clunky. Katoga brings it outside the 40. Lomax at first receiver. Gets the offload back. And up over halfway go the Eels now. Some space opens up on second phase. That'll be tackle 3 now. 40 meters out. Williams held onto the ball. Brown. The boos are still there. Dylan Brown. Hopgood, chopped down. 5th and last. 20 meters out. The Eels go to Volkman, who dinks it in over the top. An absolute nothing kick, but he gets a kind bounce. And Skelton does well to collect it in the end. Jeez, I thought it was an absolutely useless kick. Big defense on Adam Dewey there. It's Williams. Absolutely folds him. This is a set of 6 where the Tigers are very much under the pump. 12 meters out. Tackle 3. Jack Williams is a decent player. He just has a tendency to drop the ball. And speaking of dropping the ball, this one spills free in contact. Twal. And now the counter-attack is on. Penasini tries to get on the outside of the defense. He's brought down 15 out. Front foot ball here for the Eels. 0 tackle. Russell takes tackle 1. 10 meters out. This is the best chance of the game so far. Hopgood. Tackle 2 in front of the post. 6 more. Iongi out the back. Steps inside Luai, who brings him down in a great legs tackle. Hands goes from dummy half, and he's held up over the line. Hands is held up over the line. And that stifles all the momentum as they have to walk back to the 10. Volkman, inside ball for Williams. Continuing to attack the left edge here. Lomax gets the ball free, and it's been spilt by Penasini. Knocked on by Penasini. Oh, this game is an absolute mess, isn't it? And now tensions flare over. It's Taruva versus Lomax. Sonny Taruva versus Zach Lomax. Both teams guilty of some simple mistakes. Poor Sonny Taruva. He is so frustrated. 40 laps into the Australian Grand Prix. Safety car is still deployed. Norris leading from Piastri and Verstappen in 3rd. Russell not far behind in 4th. "24 minutes gone, no score because nobody can hold on to the goddamn ball." Play 3 now for the Tigers. 30 out from their own line. May, dummies. Bumps off a couple. Passes back for Coruscant, who loses it behind. And it's play on. Tackle 4. And a big, big charge here from Stafford Toa. 5th and last, Luai on halfway. Puts the kick down this near corner. Lomax is under it, and he is swamped as soon as he catches it. A great kick chase there from Adam Dewey and Samuel Fainu. Inside their own 20 here, the Eels. XJC, ahoy, mate. You're a McLaren fan, Formula One. I'm a fan of everybody who's not Red Bull. That's the way it works for me. I don't care if it's McLaren or Mercedes or Ferrari. Just as long as anybody beats Red Bull, I'm a happy man. Junior Paulo in midfield. Takes tackle 5, just short of halfway. But this has been a long safety car. 41 laps out of 57. And a mistake at the play of the ball, 5th and last. They don't get to the end of set. They don't get to their kick. The completion rate for both teams has surely got to be atrocious at this point. I'll check the stats after the race is finished. Junior Paulo. A failed play the ball. This is one of the scrappiest, hard to watch games I think we've seen so far in very early days in 2025. Luai hands it off on the inside to Seyfarth. He's up over halfway. Safety car is ending by the looks of it. Yes, safety car ending. And we can get back to racing for the last 16 laps. Slow play the ball here for Pole. And the Tigers stay short side. Fainu. Just inside the touchline. Play 3. 30 out. Coruscant in at first receiver. Shuffles it along to May. Standing at the tackle. Tackle 4. Luai. Hits the ball at speed. Out the back to Galvin. Here's Buller. They've got a 3-on-2 here. The pass for Taruva, who cuts back in field. And Sonny Taruva will score. Sonny Taruva scores. There's a tick off the multi. And it finally clicks into gear here for the Tigers. Tigers lead 4-0. Taruva scores. And that's what they need more of, the Tigers. Luai hitting the ball at pace. Feeding it out the back to Galvin. Simple passing through the hands. The overlap was always there. Back off and racing. Norris has already brought a 1-second lead on his teammate Oscar Piastri. Interesting here. Interesting call. So McLaren have gone onto the hard tyres, and Verstappen, who has switched to mediums, is right on their tail. Interesting. 15 laps to go. Will those medium tyres hold up? Have McLaren made the right call? McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari have all gone for the hard tyre. Everybody else has gone to medium. They are starting to stretch away from Max Verstappen here. Completion rate for both sides is about 69%. Well, that is just atrocious. Cheers, Old Panther. By the way, Old Panther, did you realize that you're on top of the tipping contest? Early days, of course, but you are clear lead of the Wasted Water Sports tipping contest. Adam Dewey pushes this one past the near upright, and it remains 4-0. Norris on the radio says, we don't want to jump too early. Okay. Seems like they're expecting more rain here. More rain. Formula incoming. 4-0. The Tigers lead. 28.5 minutes gone. The Eels with the restart. And Royce Hunt's on the park, and he winds up from the back fence. Another former Shark that's out there today, Royce Hunt. Quite a few former Sharks, a few former Panthers. An early shift from inside their own half here, the Tigers. Tackle 3, 30 out. May, he's put in some hard work here to start this opening 29 minutes. Been immense. Coruscant kicks from inside the 40 on play 4. Nobody at the back. Angling it for the 40-20, but it sits up about 5 meters in from touch. And a big hit on Isaiah Yongi. The Eels will start this 20 out from their own line. They get a penalty. A soft penalty there to piggyback them out of their own 20. Darford Toa, unnecessary. Yeah, there he is, just roughing him up on the deck with a cheeky little forearm. Lots of emotion out there in this one. Not a lot of distance on the touch finder here for the Eels. 40 out from their own line. On play 1, Brown. Out the back to Sean Russell, is it? No, that's Matt Dory. Finding Dory. Up over halfway. Sean Lane brings it over the halfway line. Oh, somebody's gone off. One of the McLarens is off. Piastri's off. Oscar Piastri is off the track. Verstappen's up into second. Oscar Piastri. Oh, wait. Norris has come into the pits. So Verstappen goes through and into the lead. Buller's under pressure here in the game. Sorry, I got distracted by the Formula One. Oscar Piastri has gone wide and onto the grass, and McLaren have ballsed up a certain 1-2. Penalty now to the Tigers. And McLaren, well, they have found a way to bugger this up big time, haven't they? Oscar Piastri is out of the race. Penalty to the Tigers. Norris has come into the pits, and he's gone back out. On intermediates, it looks like. Piastri's got going again. Backing himself up onto the track, but he'll be way, way down the order. Royce Hunt. Back to the game. Takes tackle 2, just short of halfway. Terrell May bumps off the first tackle, gets the offload back for Hunt. To Luai. Luai gets away from the defense. Riley Smith came flying up at him. Finally, Luai's taken to ground. 45 out from the line. Some space for Talon De Silva. So Coruscant must be off for a rest. 5th and last now for the Tigers. 25 out, just to the right of the post. May slow play the ball. Here's Luai. 5th and last, Galvin onto Dewey. Do they know it's the last? The ball dumped out the back for Fino. It's play on, and the Eels scoop it up. Well, that's a really poor end of set for the Tigers. Just a completely brainless end of set. Penalty now to the Eels. They tap and go quickly. And finding space up the middle. Damrani. Slow play the ball. Looks like with 7 minutes to go till the halftime break. Teams are starting to get gassed here. Finding Dory. Gets the offload. Back for Volkman now, and Jack Williams in midfield takes on Jerome Luai. Tackle 3. Staying down the short side. Yongi to Kortoga. 10 meters out now on play 4. Here come the Eels. Smith down the short side. Lomax steps back in field. The ball spills out the side and it's a penalty. The Tigers caught offside. Tigers caught offside. Sue. Tigers by 12. 7-9. Ahoy there. You need Buller as well. Already got Taruva. Need Jareem Buller. Need Sean Russell. Here come the Eels. Williams. 10 metres out in front of the post. Full set of 6. Oh, one of the Red Bulls is in the wall. There's a Red Bull in the wall. It's Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson is out of the race. Bobsy, ahoy, mate. A metre short of the line here. Williams plays it. Smith dives over from dummy half. Can't get the ball on the ground. The Tigers have defended that extremely well. They've held him up. Safety car has been deployed with 10 laps to go. Liam Lawson's into the wall, and that has certainly not helped his teammate Max Verstappen out, because with 10 laps to go, that's going to take a little bit of cleaning up to do, and Verstappen's off the podium at the moment. Smith loses the ball. He's knocked it on. He's knocked it on. He hasn't only not scored, he's also lost the ball. See what they rule here. Loose carry. Tigers will be in possession. They've defended that attacking raid. "34 minutes gone, 4 points to 0 in a very uninspiring first half, isn't it? Oh, now we've got a Ferrari going backwards. The two Ferraris come into the pits. 5 minutes to go till the halftime break. Out of dummy half, some space opens up for De Silva. Up over the halfway line. Good dart. On play 2, Luai slots into dummy half, and here's May offloading for Buller. Buller takes it 30 metres out from the line. Tackle 3. Here come the Tigers. Galvin. Cut out pass for Toa. Toa gets on the outside of his man, and Stafford Toa bounces over the try line. Did he have his foot in touch, though? Stafford Toa has bounced over the line. It's going to be awarded on field, and they'll have a closer look. Well, Stafford Toa, that was an electric burst of speed. And he has just completely blitzed the Eels' defense here. Penasini, I think it was. Down the right-hand edge. And Penasini was caught in no man's land. Stafford Toa just burns him. And a missed tackle from Sean Russell. Stafford Toa, we just need to check the foot into touch. Penasini. Oh, watch the foot, watch the foot, watch the foot, watch the knee. He scores it. I think he scores it. The knee. So close. The foot is up in the air. Momentum takes him across. That's a try. Millimeters in it. Stafford Toa has scored and the Tigers lead 8-0. Kick to come. Well, out of absolutely nowhere, the Tigers just have these moments where it all just clicks. It's been clunky and miserable from both teams overall. Adam Dewey from the sideline. Had a sighter from out here already. Moves in, strikes this one. Hooking it back around. Has he hooked it too much? No. It stays inside the far upright. And the Tigers lead 10 points to 0. But Tigers fans, let's not forget last week. Round 1, 8 points to 0 at the break. They ended up losing a tight one with no points in the second half. Safety car is still deployed here in the Australian Grand Prix. 49 laps of 57 done. It's Norris leading from Verstappen, and Russell are the 3 podium spots. Alexander Albon in 4th. The Eels with the restart. 3 minutes to go till the break. Royce Hunt. A good strong carry from the kickoff. 10 points to 0. The Tigers. So it looks like we're going to go into halftime with just the one tick off the multi. An early shift again, Luai. The inside ball to Fainu. To Silva, to Terrell May in midfield. That's play 4 now for the Tigers. Galvin wants a runner on the inside, and he's been cleaned up after the pass. Toa gets on the outside of Penasini again. Penasini comes back at him. 5th and last on the halfway line. Back to Luai, who scampers away from the quick chasing Riley Smith, puts the ball high, and Lomax takes it under very little pressure at the back. But there's big Royce Hunt standing in front of him, ready to greet him. "50 laps of 57 gone. Safety car is still out. Lapped cars are now allowed to overtake. So it'll be another couple of laps before they get racing again. Verstappen and Norris on intermediates. Parramatta with the last set of 6, presumably before the break. Finding Dory. Takes it over halfway. Tackle 4. That's the 5th now. Sorry for the Tigers. The Eels. Short side, Volkman puts the kick high. Buller tracking back, takes it on the full. Puts the step on, the kick chases and breaks straight through. Jareen Buller in space. Support from Adam Dewey. And Dewey's away. Puts the kick in field. The Tigers are leading the chase to this one. Galvin gets the bounce. And Lockie Galvin will score under the posts. The Tigers from the kick return. Jareen Buller showing his absolute value. Puts Adam Dewey in space. Lockie Galvin gets the perfect bounce. And the Tigers lead 14-0. Kick to come from right in front. Cortoga totally stood up and support offense. Adam Dewey, pinpoint accurate kick back in field. What a kick return from Jareen Buller. And Lachlan Galvin with the try. Oh, bloody hell. Oscar Piastri's off the track again, is he? Oh, no, that's a replay. UFC only fans. Now. Don't be saying things like that to the old Panther, UFC. Rodney Rupper. Ahoy, mate. Go the Tigers. Adam Dewey puts it over. And the Tigers lead at the halftime break, 16 points to 0. Now, they've gone double what they had last week. They'll be quite excited here at the break, but last week was a good learning experience for them. They know that they have to keep it up for another 40. Bobsy says 0 out of 4 on the multi. I might have to avoid the Eels like the plague from now on if I want to win a multi. Well, I've got 1 out of 3, so I'm happy with that, the way that this weekend's gone. 51 laps out of 57, and the safety car is ending. We have got Lando Norris leading from Max Verstappen. And George Russell. It's going to be a 6-lap shootout. Norris versus Verstappen. Looks like everyone's on the intermediates. Ready to go racing again. All right, Wasted Water Sports. Halftime here. Oops, I forgot to update the photo. That's still French rugby. 16 points to 0 at the break. Sonny Taruva, the tick off the multi. And I'm going to catch a couple of laps here at halftime. Thanks for being with us so far for this one. Second half coming up. And then, of course, we've got the Bulldogs versus the Titans later on. But still another half of footy to go here as Lando Norris charges away from Max Verstappen, who's now under a lot of pressure from George Russell. Russell in third is right on that rear wing of Max Verstappen. Russell has already broken up over a 1.2 second lead. So Lando Norris, this race is in his control now. Russell putting pressure on Verstappen, and Alexander Albon in the Williams in fourth. What an impressive performance from Williams this weekend. Kimi Antonelli, his first Grand Prix, sitting there in fifth. Oscar Piastri, after that earlier spin, down in 13th in his home Grand Prix. But it's Lando Norris leading the way. Almost 1.5 seconds to Verstappen. Halftime here, 16 points to 0. Tigers getting the job done in a scrappy one. Second half coming up after this. Wasted Water Sports.
You're more my rebel now.
Oscar Piastri making moves from the back of the grid, but it's Norris leading from Max Verstappen. 54 of 57 laps gone. And it's looking pretty comfortable out the front there for Lando Norris. UFC asks how Zomax. How is Zach Lomax doing? Pretty quiet. Secure as always under the high ball, but not really getting any opportunity to play. The Eels are attacking more so down the left edge, from what I've noticed. So not a whole lot of opportunities yet for Lomax, but he's not in the game at all. Gucci Sala. Ahoy there. As Oscar Piastri takes another place, he's up into 11th. Or 10th now, sorry. Jason Calloway. Dan, the Green Machine, hello. Hits so hard. I can't wear a Canberra jersey. I know that I said that I would get one, but I can't wear one because green, right? I would have to change. If I became such a fully fledged Canberra Raiders supporter that I started to wear the colors, I would have to redo my entire studio and I'd have to repaint the walls blue. I'd have to use a blue screen instead of a green screen. Oh, Max Verstappen has closed up on Lando Norris here with 1 lap to go. He's going to get some DRS, and he is now right on the tail of Lando. A lap to go. Well, how has Norris let this gap slide? He had a 1.5 seconds at one point there on Verstappen, and Verstappen's just decided to go, boom, put the hammer down. And he is well within DRS range now with 1 lap remaining. Norris under big pressure. .56 of 57 laps go. It's McLaren out in front. Lando Norris. 0.5 seconds from Max Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen's right on his tail. DRS coming up. The rear wing opens up. Norris, though, gets a good exit on the corner. Verstappen has a little look on the inside, but no. Norris defends. And he holds his place out in front. Norris. 1 lap still to go. Norris and Verstappen have broken away from George Russell in 3rd and Antonelli in 4th. The 2 Mercedes. As we come down the main straight, Norris. The rear wing opens up, but Verstappen just a little bit too far back again. We're on the final lap. Norris, has he been charging that battery? Has he got enough pace in that McLaren to hold off this attack from Max Verstappen? At the moment, he's well clear, but that's Verstappen charging up his battery as well. We're on the final lap of the Australian Grand Prix. Norris leading from Verstappen, but he is within DRS range, and there's a couple of DRS zones to go. 0.67 seconds, that's the gap. Verstappen now closes right up on Norris. Late braking into the corner. Norris needs a good exit here. He does get it through that chicane and away. Off into the distance he goes again, Norris. Verstappen, that rear wing's open. He's got the DRS. But Norris holds firm out in front. And a little swing from Verstappen. He lost the back of the car. And that will be enough for Norris to get home safely. Lando Norris now coming around the final corner. Down the home straight. Lando Norris has held off the attacking raid from Max Verstappen, and he has won the Australian Grand Prix. McLaren off to a good start. Verstappen in 2nd. George Russell in 3rd. That is your podium for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix. Way too close for my liking. Way too close. Way too close for my liking. Wow, what a race, though. Judah, Shibian, ahoy. Sorry, got a bit... I'm glad it was half time because I love my Formula One. So I was a little bit distracted there as the race was in its final lap. Excellent start to the season for McLaren. Can they keep it up this year? An unfortunate mistake from Oscar Piastri. They butchered a 1-2. What should have been a certain 1-2. Judah Shibian says, have the Titans not played a game yet this season? No, they had the bye in round 1. So this will be their first proper hit out. But it's the Tigers on top here, 16 points to 0. Can the Tigers get the second half done on this occasion? Tigers easy win, says CXRN. Proud Widow Jury Boys says, hey Dan, who will win out of Bulldogs Titans? Look, I've gone for the Bulldogs. I think the Bulldogs have got a lot of improvement. We don't know what to expect from the Titans. I think that the Bulldogs will be too strong, though. Lando Norris, the GOAT. Yes, I was actually just calling the end of the race during the halftime break here in the game. And I've got to say, it was way too close for my liking. Max Verstappen almost pulled off a miracle. But Lando Norris holding on for the win. And McLaren have once again butchered what should have been a certain 1-2. Oscar Piastri spinning off late in the race. Yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Titans won. I mean, we don't know what to expect from them. We've got no idea because we haven't seen them play yet. And you can't anything on preseason form. You just can't back anything on preseason form. Doesn't mean anything. So this is our first time that we will see the Titans for 2025. And we'll get to see a little bit of what they're made of. I just think the Bulldogs already with a hit out will be too strong. Teams are out now for the second half. Tigers leading 16 points to 0. They know that they've got to keep up the effort this week. They were leading 8-0 at halftime last week, and they let the game slip. They can't afford to do that. Dustin Fisher, ahoy, mate. Second half underway. Parramatta with the kickoff. Doing very well, thanks, buddy. How are you? Royce Hunt ready to take the first charge up. And he runs straight at Sean Lane and Jack Williams. 20 metres out from their own line, the Tigers. Seyfarth on tackle 2. In midfield is Jack Bird on for his first stint. Silva brings it right to May. Terrell May was immense in the first half. Galvin takes the line on. Dylan Brown brings him down on halfway. Fifth and last. The Tigers get through their first set. Luai kicks for the corner. And a simple take at the back for Lomax. Lomax, his first opportunity in any sort of space. And he is taken down 15 metres out in front of his own posts. Slow play the ball now as the Eels. It's only the first set. They're very slow to get back into position here, the big boys, the big boppers up front. So a very scrappy first half from both teams. Both will be very keen to clean up the mistakes. Up towards halfway now and beyond with a good strong leg drive goes Jermaine Hopgood. Fifth and last for the Eels, right on halfway. Volkman with the kick. And Jareem Buller's back for it, but that's Skelton who decides to take it. Skelton heads back towards the post, takes the tackle, 15 out from their own line. Judah Shivian says, I think that's bad luck for the Titans. A first-round bye is basically useless in terms of injury recovery. Yep, well, unfortunately, in a 17-team competition, somebody's got to have it. That's the problem with an odd number of teams. As De Silva snipes around dummy half. Fifth and last on halfway. Luai is going to go on a run here, Luai. Thought he found some space. Puts the grubber kick through. It's going to sit up here for the Tigers. Beware the second kick. Galvin puts it in over the top. And the Tigers are racing, leading the chase to this ball. Skelton slides, scoops it up, gets up and goes again and dives over in the corner. What a start to the second half here for the Tigers. Jerome Luai put a little grubber kick in behind the line. And Lockie Galvin with the second kick. Beware the second kick. And there was just nobody at the back here for the Eels. It was two on Jordan Samrani. And Gerald Skelton sliding across the ground, scoops the ball up, gets back up on his feet and dives over. 20 points to 0, kick to come. The Tigers have started the second half on fire. I'm afraid that it did actually happen, heel fries. Salisi says, Eels for the wooden spoon. They actually did themselves in there, the Eels, in that little sequence of play. I'll timestamp this because I wouldn't mind analyzing that. I'll timestamp this moment. They actually did themselves in. They put kick pressure on Jerome Luai, but the fullback, Iongi, was already standing very deep, waiting for the kick. The pressure put on Luai actually created that space in behind the defensive line, and he just put the little grubber kick through. Adam Dewey from the left-hand side on this occasion, about 10 in from touch. It's his favourite side. It's hooking back around. It's over the black dot. It's 22 points to 0. Bobsy says, does Mitch Moses even fix this? I know he helps, but everyone looks so average from the first two games. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. Heel Fry says, we about to compete with the Dolphins for the wooden spoon. Back underway. And Royce Hunt. Another strong carry from the kickoff there for the former Shark. I was so disappointed that they let him go. And they've come up with the error now on tackle 1. Sonny Taruva wants the challenge immediately. And they've called the captain's challenge. Proud Widow Jury Boy says, why is Addo-Carr not playing? I think he's still suspended, isn't he? Josh Addo-Carr still serving suspension. Sonny Taruva's been called for a knock on here. He's always got his hands on the ball by the looks of it. Captain's challenge successful. The Tigers still in possession. Jack Bird in midfield. Takes tackle 3. 30 metres out from their own line now, the Tigers. Here's May. Oh, he's got through some work. Terrell May. He has been a beast out there today. Bird out to Galvin. Buller's up in the line. And now Toa shrugs off Penasini again and breaks through some weak defense. Oh, Penasini is getting destroyed out there by Stafford Toa. 5th and last, 40 out from the line. Galvin in midfield. Decides to have a run. They've got numbers to the left, the Tigers. But the ball is loose out the back. Wasn't touched by the Eels. Knock on Parramatta. The Tigers had them absolutely burnt on the left. This is starting to look very, very scary now for the Eels. 22-0. Especially that defensive channel. Penasini has just been getting destroyed by Stafford Toa. He's missed just about every single one-on-one tackle. Taruva tries to step back inside Brown. He gets some help from Sean Lane. Tackle 1, 30 metres out from the Eels line. Hunt with another strong carry. 46.5 minutes gone. 20 metres out from the line. Bird out the back to Luai. Shows it inside. Goes outside to Galvin. And here's Dewey. Flex the pass out for Gerald Skelton. Skelton goes over the line. Can he get the ball to ground? Has Skelton got a double here? He seems pretty confident. They're going to have a look. It's going up as no try. But the Tigers, the left edge is starting to hum along nicely. Skelton rolls over the try line. It's still up, it's still up, it's still up. And it looks like it's going to be held up. It's still there for the Tigers, though. That's only tackle 3. This angle will show us. Yeah, there's always a hand under the ball. On-field decision supported. But it's still there for the Tigers. They just have to bring it back to the 10 metres line. Time back on. All right, that's the third. They're 10 metres out. Back into midfield. May shows the ball. Dummies. Takes tackle 4 now. 10 metres out in front of the post. They go left for Jack Bird. 5th and last. What can they come up with here, the Tigers? Luai puts the grubber kick into the end goal. Iongi scoops it up. Beats the first tackle. And he's brought down by Stafford Toa. Vopsy, they've got Lomax in the centres because Lomax wants to play in the centres. The whole reason he left the Dragons was that he didn't want to play on the wing. He wanted somewhere he could play in the centres. Even though he was a representative level winger, he just doesn't want to play there for whatever reason. So I dare say that it would have been a condition of his contract. I'm signing as a center, so that's where you play me. Fifth and last. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. Just assuming, based on his dead set certainty, that he wanted to play in the centers. K2 Chefs, ahoy. Next game is the Bulldogs versus the Titans. Play 3 now for the Tigers, 30 out from their own line. I just wonder if the Tigers may be vulnerable here of getting a little bit flat. Will they feel like the job is done? Or has last week been enough of a learning moment for them? Terrell May takes the fifth and last. Not the greatest of sets here. Galvin gets the kick downfield, taken at the back by Sean Russell. And the Eels bring it back to their own 20-meter line. And a penalty now for the Eels. 9 minutes gone in the second half. They can get a little piggyback upfield and try and get something happening here. Anything at all. K2 Chefs, the Titans are one of your favorite teams. You're from the UK, so you follow Titans and Penrith. Touch finder just over halfway. Here come the Eels now. They have to make something happen here. Genitalia back in a Titans upset. Brown back in field to Jack Williams. The boos have started to die down a little bit. I can't help but notice. Volkman with the inside ball to whoever that is. 20 meters out. Volkman again out the back to Brown. Takes the line on. He's got Yongi. Here's Sean Russell stepping back in field. He's taken down 5 out from the line. Oh, I thought my multi was on there. Sean Russell goes close. Riley Smith in midfield. Here's Tuavati. Sam Tuavati. Fifth and last. Plays it. 5 out. Volkman puts the grubber kick in behind the line, but Gerald Skelton's there. Oh, he's having a big game, Gerald Skelton. The Tigers play it a meter out from their own line. And straight up the middle. A good charge. And an offload now for Galvin in space. Play on. Galvin gets up and goes again. He's over halfway. Needs support. Sean Russell wrangles him down. That's tackle 3 now. The Tigers front foot ball. Who made the break? Panoa Pole up the middle. Tackle 4. Galvin to Toa. Toa slips as he claims the ball. Fifth and last. 30 meters out from the line. Galvin bobbles the ball. Fires it out to Luai. Puts the kick up. Contestable on that left edge. Not a lot of distance. The Eels chase through. And Luai taps it down, knocks it on, and it will be Eels ball. Screaming for a challenge, Jerome Luai. Maybe. He was screaming something anyway. It was Gerald Skelton who made the break. There you go. He's having an immense game. "52 minutes gone. If the Eels are going to do anything in this game, they need to seriously think about doing it, like, now. Up over halfway. Tuavati, good strong carry. George Alarm, ahoy there. Your prediction in Rugby League, Eels by 8 points. So you're backing the Eels to make a big comeback here, huh? They're down by 22 points. That'd be an almighty comeback if they did it. Crossfield kick, and it's been spilt by Sean Russell. He was in position, claimed the ball, and he knocks it on. And it is just not happening for the Eels. Baymax 232. I don't think Seyfarth's on the field at the moment, no. Because Royce Hunt's out there, Jack Bird's out there, so I would say Bird came on and Seyfarth went off for a rest. Genitalia says Dylan is playing like a $13 million player. Turbocharged says, damn, Eels are trash. I got the Dogs by 18 in the next game. Through the hands with an early shift again. The Tigers now spill the ball on play 2 down their own end. Yeah, $13 million for Dylan Brown, and he is not leading this team around in any sense in the absence of Mitchell Moses. .54 minutes gone. Eels with the scrum. Brown attacks the line. But no go forward here for the Eels. 15 out to Avadi. Nice strong carry. 10 out from the line just to the left of the post. Volkman, the inside ball for Big Junior Paulo. 5 meters out. Volkman at the back to Yongi. 6 again here for the Eels. They've got to make something happen here, the Eels. Williams takes tackle 2 in front of the post, 5 meters out. Volkman at the back to Brown, cut out pass to Russell. Russell steps back in field, but he's caught. There's still 5 out here, the Eels. Volkman runs across the face of the defense, links up now with Lomax, and Lomax goes to ground on tackle 4. 10 meters out, they're losing ground, but still in position here. Williams, short ball for Tuavati. 5th and last, just to the left of the post. A little grubber kick in behind the line. Sean Lane almost gets the big gadget arms out for it, but the Tigers tap it dead. Goal line dropout incoming. Give it to Lomax. Well, Lomax has done nothing with everything that he's got so far tonight. Very, very quiet. R.I.P. me says, I love league. Penalty here to the Eels. Because the Tigers, they were in front of the kick. It was goal line dropout Tigers. And they were in front of the kicker, in front of the goal line. Penalty to the Eels right down in front. Take the 2. Take the 2, get some points on the board. Scoreboard pressure. They tap and go. To Avadi. Picked up and dumped 5 meters out here on play 1. Tigers defending well. Can they keep it up? Volkman shows it inside. Flat pass out to Kautonga. Half a meter out now, the Eels. Paulo used as a decoy. Volkman to Tuavati again. His second attempt to barge over. That's play 3. Down the short side. Brown just shuffles it on for Penasini. Zero imagination there from the Eels. Brown again in at first receiver. Just feeds it along the line. Hopgood. Or Williams it is, sorry. 5th and last now. 10 out in front of the posts. Brown to Volkman. Iongi keeps the ball alive. Lomax in a little bit of space. Pops the pass out for Samrani. They get 6 again here, the Eels. 6 again. 10 meters out. The pressure has got to tell at some point. Tavati on tackle 2 in front of the post. Paulo Half a metre short now. The Eels have to make something happen here. The cutout pass goes to nobody. Jack Bird spills it, though. Oh, it wasn't Jack Bird. Sorry, it was Stafford Toa. Knock on Tigers. They've nullified that attacking raid, but they'll go again here, the Eels. 58 minutes gone. Can they make something happen? RIP me says League, Lamb, and Staunch Brew. Sounds like a killer combination, RIP me. A killer combo. From down here for the Eels, center field, 10 meters out. Lomax has a little dance, and the penalty is incoming. The Tigers offside. Up the NRL. Ahoy, mate. Can I ask you something? Fire away. Next penalty will be going to the bin. The Tigers have been given the warning. Smith taps it. Gives it off to Kautoga. 5 meters out from the line, the Eels. Still trying to make something happen. Williams. To the left of the post. 5 out. And they've spilt it on play 3. Well, is this knocked on or is it off the face? We might have just seen a Falcon try. We saw a few of them in the Six Nations tonight. We saw multiple Falcon tries in the Six Nations earlier. Oh, and it's off the hand. It's off the shoulder. This is a knock on. Sam Tuavati. So, Up the NRL has asked, can the Titans win? Well, of course they can win. Will they win is another question entirely. But absolutely, the Titans have got a team on paper that could easily compete for a top 8 spot. But so do the Bulldogs. So it should be a very good game. A pretty even contest. I reckon the game much more even than the bookmakers are suggesting. The Bulldogs pretty much unbackable favourites. Knock on. It took an eternity to come to that decision. $59.5 gone. Tigers 22 points to 0. Heel Fries, not a fan of Sam Tuavati, who comes up with another spilt ball. And here's the thing. Mitchell Moses doesn't fix these sorts of errors that the Eels are making. When Moses is back, it will obviously add some attacking flair and his kicking game. Of course, Moses' kicking game is one of the best in the league. But even Moses can't fix the ball handling of all those around him. I mean, it's really been disastrous for the Eels. The amount of drop ball. Stafford Toa with a strong carry up the middle. I'm actually just going to suss out the completion rate right now as the Tigers go up over halfway. Coruscant finds some space around the ruck. Quick play the ball here, 5th and last. Luai from 40 out puts it high. Adam Dewey wins the battle in the air but spills it forward. And now some space from Samrani. Oh, he had an unmarked player outside him, but he went into contact. So the completion rate for both teams is 75%. So it's been shocking, really, for both teams. But the Eels, 25 from 33 completion rate. In no way is that good enough. Eels, though, on halfway now and beyond on play 3. Junior Paulo plays it. They come left, and there is number 17, Tuivati. 30 meters out. Jack Williams will play it on the 5th and last. Brown out the back to Yongi. Grubbers in behind the line, but Taruva bucks it out of the air and almost scampers away. Desperation tackle, keeping Taruva pinned down in the 20. Dan, is Jacob Carraz back? Not sure that he is, actually. And the captain for Parramatta is Junior Paulo. Terrell May in midfield. Oh, no, that's Jarrell Skelton. Jeez, I'm getting those two confused. Seyfarth. Back to Coruscant. And this one's Terrell May. Straight up the middle. 5th and last for the Tigers now. Just inside Eels territory. Luai. The high ball for the corner. And Iyongi takes it and surrenders in the tackle. 20 meters out from their own line here, the Eels. $63 minutes gone. 22 points to nil. Are they going to be able to get themselves on the board here, the Eels? Well, if they do, I hope it's that man, Sean Russell, who scores it. Smith goes quickly from dummy half. He's got Hopgood in midfield. 5th and last, the Eels. They haven't made it up to halfway yet. Just shy of the halfway line. Volkman kicks. Not a lot of distance on it. Geez, that's a little pop gun of a kick. And Skelton now steps inside the defense. And he's brought down outside the 30. Adam Dewey settles things down here for the Tigers. 40 meters out from their own line. They're just controlling the pace now. The Tigers, Taruva sends it down the line. $40 out. Terrell May, another good charge. Bends the defensive line every time he takes a hit up. 5th and last. Coming. 40 meters out from the Eels line. Blue Eye puts the kick up. Yongi takes it. Passes it off now for Russell. Tries to get on the outside of the defense, but Stafford Toa brings him down inside the 20. 64 and a half gone, 22-0. A proud Wiradjuri boys. Dan, do you think Justin Olam will retire? Thought he already did. I honestly thought Justin Olam already announced his retirement as Sam Rani breaks through the first defender. Another strong carry. He started to come into the game. Smith with some space from dummy half. Pops the pass up for Volkman, and he's got a little cramp here, Riley Smith. Brown down the short side, a little chip over the top, and it sits up nicely at the back for Jareem Buller, who has been brilliant on his return to the team. Skelton heads back into midfield, links up with Sonny Taruva. 30 meters out from their own line. Flat pass there to Seyfarth. Hey, Mamel, ahoy there. How are you? Up over halfway now, the Tigers. A couple of tackles left. Some fancy footwork there from Panoa Pole. 5th and last, 30 out from the line. Short side they go. They're having a run. Out of options. Seyfarth with the grubber kick. Gets the rebound. Passes it out to Skelton, who scoops it up well with one hand, but it's called a knock on. Hand over here for the Eels. 66 minutes gone, and it's just all sort of died down a little bit now, this game. It's still been pretty scrappy. A lot to work on for both teams still, but we got to see a little bit more of what the Tigers are made of with their full spine back. As Parramatta now spill it on play one. Tackle one, and they've coughed the ball up. And this just sums up the day for the Eels, really, doesn't it? They're going a captain's challenge, because why not? But this completion rate has been absolutely atrocious. Captain's challenge. Have the Tigers attacked the ball here? I'm going to say no. Challenge unsuccessful. The Eels have knocked it on. Their completion rate, 28 from 36. But the Tigers have really been no better, 24 from 31. A lot to work on for both teams, but obviously the Tigers had moments where their attack has clicked. The Eels just haven't. Scrum down here for the Tigers. Luai, 30 out from the line. Out the back to Galvin. Cut out pass for Buller. Buller steps on the outside. Feeds it to Taruva. Taruva goes for the corner and scores. Sonny Taruva gets a double. And the Tigers put an exclamation mark at the back end of this performance. 26 points to nil, the kick to come. And the Tigers, they have avoided a second half drop-off. Jareem Buller completely stands up. Will Penasini. Penasini has been extremely poor on defense. He was found flat-footed and a little too slow once again. UFC only fans, you were on your way to work in the dark and two giant moths came at you while you were driving. You think you have moths. Well, they do like the dark, don't they? Till there's a light on. Click a light on. They're drawn to that bastard, aren't they? Ahoy there, Ish. Welcome along over there on TikTok. Bobsy says the Eels are somehow worse than last week. At least they managed to score something against Melbourne. In complete fairness, Bobsy, Melbourne had that game won at halftime and just didn't come out for the second half. They stayed in the sheds. In total fairness. Adam Dewey from the sideline with the conversion attempt, hooking it back around. It hooks back around enough, and it's 28 points to nil. The Tigers. I thought this would be a close game. It's been an absolute rout. But yeah, no disrespect to what the Eels did in that second half against the Storm, but I mean, the game was legitimately over at halftime. $28 points to nil. Still 11 minutes left to play. The Eels go short with the kickoff and Adam Dewey takes it. Nothing is working out here for the Eels today. The organisation of Api Coruscant. A big, big difference for the Tigers this week, and Jareem Buller at the back. No offence to Heath Mason, but he's no Jareem Buller. Tigers now on play 3, 40 out from the line. Ball. Happy to just rumble it up here and keep the Eels down this end of the field. Can they keep them scoreless? Luai Gips on the outside, links up with Galvin. Galvin cuts back infield. Galvin beats one, and he's brought down by Junior Paulo. Fifth and last. 30 meters out. Luai puts the ball high down the middle of the field. The Tigers chasing through. Jareem Buller claims the ball, and then he's taken down just a meter short. It would cap off a fabulous day for Jareem Buller if he got a try, and he's having a little limp back into position. Jareem Buller, of course, my fullback in NRL fantasy. So I'll be racking up some good points out of this game. Where is he? Yeah, 20. Oh, only 27. Jeez. I thought he would have had more than that. Jack Bird's off the field injured. Well, there you go. Jack Bird, injury prone. And he's got ice on the leg. Penalty here to the Eels. Brown, he'll find touch just over the halfway line. That's not a good sign there, Jack Bird. He's had leg issues pretty much continuously throughout his career. So the Tigers, they'll be keeping a keen eye on that. 9 minutes to go. Can they keep the Eels scoreless? Big, strong carry here from Jack Williams. Gets away from the tackle. Takes it inside the 30. That's probably been the best run of the night for the Eels. 25 out on the attack. Volkman to Brown. Brown, dummies, pops the pass forward. It's been allowed to play on, and Zach Lomax will put it down in the corner. It's gone a mile forward there from Dylan Brown. And a rather soft try in the end. Zach Lomax, no celebrating, of course, for the Eels. Dylan Brown taking the line on. Puts the step on Jerome Luai. And I don't know how far forward you can possibly pass the ball. The referee was right on the spot too. Zach Lomax, though, gets the try. Wow. And there's an obstruction in there as well. An obstruction on one of the Tigers' defenders. Wait just a minute. They're going to have a look at the obstruction. They can't rule on the forward pass, which was a mile forward, but they can have a look at the obstruction. Isaiah Iongi here. And this try is going to get taken away. Parramatta are still on 0. The Eels are still on 0. This one's getting taken off them. $28 points to 0 it remains. Lomax can't believe it. He's had his try taken away. It's just been one of those days. The Tigers find touch well inside the Eels territory. That's a monster of a kick. They'll start this set inside the Eels half. Adam Dewey with the tap. Luai onto Royce Hunt. Here they come. Right-hand edge now. Galvin out the back to Buller. Holds the pass up nicely for Fainu, who dummies and goes straight through. And he's got Taruva for a third. Sonny Taruva gets a third. It's 32 points to 0. And the Eels, they're absolutely cooked. Oh, I love some cooked eel, by the way. Eel and cream cheese. Sushi. Sonny Taruva. 3 tries. Penasini jamming in, created the 2-on-1. He's had a nightmare, has Penasini. Been an absolute mare. Dylan Brown had Jareem Buller covered. Penasini had no reason to jam in there on defense. $32 to 0. Kick to come. Some excited Tigers fans there in the stands. 3 tries for Sonny Taruva. I should have just put Taruva 3 times in my multi. What I should have done. Will says Eels spoon locked. That's a few people now that have picked the Eels for the wooden spoon. Bulldogs versus Titans coming up after this one. $74 minutes gone. Bobsy says, did someone say Riles back at Melbourne as assistant by the end of the year, or am I hearing things? No, we actually think that Todd Payton will be the first coach to lose his job in 2025. As Adam Dewey puts the conversion off the upright and bounces away. Hits the upright and bounces back. 32 points to 0. It's still been far from perfect here for the Tigers. But at least they didn't drop off like they did last week. Bobsy says Todd Payton should have lost his job halfway through last season. He's just out of ideas with that playing group now, Todd Payton. You can just see it in the way that they're playing. And, of course, they lost the Chad. You can't lose a premiership-winning quality halfback like the Chad and not replace him with somebody. Royce Hunt goes straight up the middle. 40 meters out from their own line now. The Tigers rolling upfield. Tackle 4 on halfway. Dewey plays it. Now it's the 5th and last. 40 meters out, right in front of the post. Galvin puts it high. And, have the Tigers been bumped off the ball here? Yes, they have. Penalty to the Tigers, 2 meters out from the line. And the Eels just can't get anything right at the moment. Everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. Obstruction, dropped balls. Completely unnecessary there from Sean Russell. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. Who's a cheeky monkey, Jonathan or Jack? Oh, it's got to be Jonathan, right? 10 meters out from the line. Here come the Tigers again. Vanua Pole, just to the right of the post. 5 meters out. Slow play the ball. Coruscant heads across field. Links up with Alex Twall. Just a meter short. Coruscant now takes a couple of steps back. Luai, grubber kick in behind the line. And Jareem Buller, has he got it down? No. Jareem Buller is so close here to another tick off the multi. And he's hurt himself now in the process. That's not good signs for the Tigers. Buller collects it and then spills it. And he's also hurt himself. Oh, it was nearly there. The multi. Close. And I would bring Jareen Buller off the field anyway, just as a precaution here. They can't afford to lose him for any length of time again as the Eels now break away. Penasini cuts back in field. He had Sean Russell unmarked on the outside. He wasn't even looking. It's been a poor night for Penasini. They head back to the right. Volkman to Paulo, back to Volkman. And now Iongi taken down by Adam Dewey. 20 metres out from the line now, the Eels. This has gone end to end suddenly. Hopgood with a nice short ball to offer Hengawe, who links up with Brown, and Dylan Brown is centimetres short. Tackle 3, right in front of the post. Here come the Eels now, and Jermaine Hopgood spills it cold. Jermaine Hopgood drops the ball cold with the try line in sight. The Tigers are going to keep the Eels scoreless here. But I'll tell you what, the Eels have given them a lot of help. UFC had Penasini as anytime try scorer, but think I will avoid him from now on. And Vobsy says might just avoid Para, full stop. I think I might just avoid Para, full stop, until Moses is back. 2 minutes to go. 32 points to 0. Daryl Skelton, he's been immense tonight. They'll be keeping a keen eye on the fitness of Jareen Buller, who's been brilliant on return. And the full spine has been enough for the Tigers here to start to click in attack. Still not been pretty at times, but they've got the job done. Fifth and last now, just short of halfway. And Coruscant, a nice low flat kick into the corner. Beautiful. I mean, the game's over, but beautiful game control. Ten meters out from their own line, the Eels. They'll have one set of 6 here to try and break the drought. And now, some open space. Samrani. He's got Lomax in support. And Jareen... Oh, it's Sonny Taruva out there with a great try-saving tackle. Smith in midfield. They've got them scattered out on the left edge here. 2-on-1. Penasini just needs to draw and pass. He does. And Sean Russell dives over. And we get a second tick off the multi, so it's cash back at least. Sean Russell scores the consolation try. No celebrations, of course, for the Eels. $32 points to 4. They're at least off 0. It took them pretty much the entire game. But they finally get off the donuts. Sean Russell, we get the second tick off the multi. It's not going to hit, but at least we get the cash back. We'll use that bonus bet for the next game. Bulldogs versus Titans coming up next. $32 points to 4. Ten seconds to go. This will be the last moment of the game. The conversion attempt from Lomax. Denatalia says, absolutely woeful, Parramatta. What is Riles doing? Certainly seems like he's not teaching them how to catch footies. Bench half these players. Full-time siren sounds. I reckon the Tigers will be disappointed about that last try. Conversion from the sideline. Zach Lomax puts it through. It's 32 points to 6. But the Tigers are on the board. They could easily have been 2-0 here, the Tigers. But they let the game slip against the Knights in round 1. Jerome Luai just had some words there to Zach Lomax. He probably said, "I'll see you in Sky Blue, mate." Last try wins. So Parramatta have won. Odd pop it, ahoy, mate. You've been watching the NBA. Very cool. So 32 points to 6. The Tigers with the victory. We got 2 legs off the multi. Russell scoring at the death. Sonny Taruva getting 3. We just missed out on Jareem Buller. Notice this says, "What a horrible game." Mr. Ed's Dead says, "Not a total blowout." Phoenix FN, any more games tonight? Yes, Bulldogs Titans coming up in about 10 minutes' time. So I've got to slap a multi on for that one. So many try-scoring potentials in this next game. The Dogs versus the Titans. I'll use my bonus bet that I get back for that. Another one-leg failed multi. Oh, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, let's go. NRL, Bulldogs, Titans. Same game multi, anytime try scorer. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Marcelo Montoya. Let's go. For the Titans. Pereira, Jojo Fafita, Keanu Kinney. Let's go, Keanu Kinney. And let's go, Bronson Sherry. Bonus cash. $10. All right. Waste of Water Sports, 32 points to 6. The Tigers have got the job done here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time for the Bulldogs versus Titans. Thank you so much for your company here in this one. Catch you shortly. Cheers.